Appreciation is a calling from the self to expect more of itself and that of everything around it, to see the best in all things, even when they are not seen in such a way, to always see the beauty in everything life brings, and from a state of gratitude that brings alignment. Welcome. I'm so glad that you can join me here today. 344, lesson 301, pages 808 and 9. Now then, let's begin by taking a few deep breaths in and out. Find that center, that still point from within. And whenever you're ready, let's begin to say these words out loud. I can reflect upon the year as I can reflect upon my day, to feel the gratitude of all my achievements that deserve to be acknowledged and that came about with no struggle. And take another deep breath in. I can reflect upon the year as I can reflect upon my day, to feel the gratitude of all my achievements that deserve to be acknowledged and that came about with no struggle. And take another deep breath in and out. I always try to get into a circular breathing in and out. And to picture that figure 8, in and out. Inner world, outer world, inner world, outer world, eh? I can reflect upon the year as I can reflect upon my day, to feel the gratitude of all my achievements that deserve to be acknowledged and that came about with no struggle. So set the intentions every day on the things that the self wishes to get done, and focus on doing just that. At the end of the day, every other day, and for that year, see how well and struggle-free everything that was achievable and worthy of praise is this gratitude. Gratitude has taken on a twisted meaning to have throughout the world plagued it down. When something gets so twisted, naturally it gets heavier, and next to appreciation. To the many reflections, this might be somewhat newer in awareness. The self is in constant reflection from its soul to clear from the many of the world, the twist, and in the same way to weigh it down, just like love is a world taken on for face value. It does not matter what the many of the world can feel of the past or future. Gratitude and appreciation are the same within the present moment, to distinguish and make the majority to agree upon an opinion and as fact. Page 809. I can reflect upon the year as I can reflect upon my day, to feel the gratitude of all my achievements that deserve to be acknowledged and that came about with no struggle. So when we look at this, okay, so some people say the earth is flat. Let's go to this one. And some others say it's round. So the dimensions are each dimension. And the only way we can experience, however, we need to see it in a cyclical, circular, spherical containment in order to experience it. And the way our eyes within the cone and rods of our vision happens that we as humans see things in a circular, spherical way in order to experience. So these dimensions and how we experience it as flat, as walking on flatness, but there are valleys and peaks and all these other. This is the kind of debate that people might have towards appreciation and gratitude. I thought I would give this example to kind of, in a sense, everybody might see it somewhat differently, experience and feel it in those kind of variations. However, when we feel this gratitude, we open up a space. And when we appreciate, so there is such thing as appreciation and depreciation. But gratitude is this, again, this kind of flat, if you will, earth that we kind of seek to open the space. And when we open that space, we can cyclically ascend or cyclically descend. We can move faster, we can move slower and more dense. And as we keep that space open and we appreciate, and this is what it means to go in a cyclical and round and go. So I don't know if you're visualizing this or if you're connecting the dots or how you're putting it together. This is because I'm leaving the threads open for you to create your own tapestry and envisioning the wholeness and purity of this gratitude and the meaning of appreciation and how these feelings are. And so when we give gratitude, and it goes beyond the very basic levels of the lower, dense, slower moving, where we once were, oh, we feel pity, so be grateful because others have it worse than us. No, see, again, it's the timing. Because when there is no such thing as time and space, what happens then? So it's a win-win or a lose-lose. This is where the trickery comes in. People think they're winners while others have to be losers, but eventually it catches up to them, and it's a dualistic, split-off, exclusive world of, well, they each rely and depend on each other because they're half-halves. They're not whole. They're not pure. So they have to do that. So I have to win in order for you to lose, or you have to, something like that. But in reality, time catches up. And the perpetrators become the victims, and the victims become the perpetrators, and so on and so forth. That's not a healthy way. So when time collapses and there is no space and no time, and we become actual creators from the oneness that we all are connected to, then we all must win, or we all must lose. That's another scenario I brought in to do with space and time, because some people might debate on flat and round and fourth and three, and what dimensions we might be in, and the space, and how is there space when there's no time, and how do we collapse and create? Well, we become creators. We become the matrices, the ones who create the realities and the matrices and the matrix and whatever reality we want to. And I find that too. So you can't just keep going from one fishbowl into another as well, right? Because you bring all the, you can't run away from your issues. You have to work through them. And so uh, this is the perception of the various dimensions, and as soon as we vibrate right out of the fourth density into the fifth dimension, it has to be through an open heart. It has to be through all our traumas must be cleared. Otherwise we'll be going back and down, ascension and descension, and into that duality kind of world. And so when they say these puppets and these puppeteers and the strings, what are these strings that attaches people to and makes them puppets? They're energetic hooks, obviously. They're implants, energetic. It's all energetic. It's all to deal with the energetic body. So when we clear all the blockages, this is what it is. It's the flow. Even currency, even abundance, even money. So, yeah. So when we find that, why is it that we can't fit in? Is because some of us are already there, and we need for the others to catch up. Otherwise, we will keep having this tug of war with each other. And so, I just thought I'd put that out there for now. I don't know if it has any meaning or any kind of here or there. It might be really multidimensional in various aspects. Anything is possible when the mind believes it truth, and from there to feel it so. Whether a higher frequency comes about, one meaning it to over another rather than to feel it is the past, not the same as future in the present moment, and to behold as one in the same. One meaning over another helps to feel better from past outcome, and without having to attach to with struggle to achieve for anything. And these are like the strings, the attachments that I was referring to, and the neediness, and to feel that we need strings attached, and to have attachments and strings attached to everything, and so on and so forth, for security or reliability and all these other unstable, insecure ities from within that we must work on individually on a soulful level, and become more responsible as authentic light beings. Okay, so I'll continue. Source is flowing, and whether the self is in the flow or resisting to receive it, this is part of gratitude and the giving of appreciation. Only when the self can have it is it able to give, and just like it is always giving, it is always receiving just the same. So, breath, and to breathe in and then breathe out, is one higher and better than the other? The purpose for today is to separate from meaning of what gives more higher frequency over another, because without the meaning, the words are null and void. And thank you so very much for taking the time to go through all of this with me and experience, and your presence. Take a nice deep breath in. Wow. I can reflect
upon the year as I can reflect upon my day to feel the gratitude of all my achievements that deserve to be acknowledged and that came about with no struggle. And take a nice deep breath in. Wow. I can reflect upon the year as I can reflect upon my day to feel the gratitude of all my achievements that deserve to be acknowledged and that came about with no struggle. And take another deep breath in. Oh, and out. I can reflect upon the year as I can reflect upon my day to feel the gratitude of all my achievements that deserve to be acknowledged and that came about with no struggle. And take another deep breath in. Oh, and just feel it. Feel that oxygen. And may it enlighten you some more to feel that lightheartedness.
So, for those of you who have purchased the book and are going through it and using this as a guide,
And we've made it through the 301 lesson. Take these 2 days to recalibrate and make notes. Congratulations. 18 more lessons to go. And this was every 13 days, 2 days off, and every 6 days, 1 day off to complete 319. That worked out to 319. But then again, you had those lucky number sevens that just appeared as I was going through the book, and I had to make adjustments. So there's a few exceptions to this madness of order and structure that I wanted to kind of combine. How many numbers, how many days off, and things, breaks in between to recalibrate so that we get used to recalibrating, like taking some time off, breaks in between, and then go about our day again. And with that said, today's affirmation activation was all about that gratitude that works most effectively, like right now, around sundown, sunset, and after your day, all the many tasks that have been accomplished, to give them acknowledgement. What you set off, your intentions for the day, how many have you achieved? And perhaps not the full completion, but the many little tasks that go to make the bigger picture. And with that said, thank you so very much for joining me here. My name is Reverend Maria Arvanitides, and until next time, I enjoyed this moment with my ministry, The Sovereign Light, that this book is named after. And this was a course, it is a course in metaphysical spirituality. And the inspiration that came about this in the first place was because AI thinks it can autocorrect things. It went a little crazy. And it's not easy, when, okay, so you're channeling. And when you do these things, it's not the easiest thing because the punctuations and all these other things that go to make it stop, go. And also a certain spelling and grammar. I have about another 100 pages to go. So when I finally get settled in, this is on every level. This ministry is sovereign on more levels than I could possibly imagine. That is letting me to see every step forward of the way that it lights up, that how sovereign this ministry really is. And with this book, A Course in Metaphysical Spirituality, that I hope it is somewhat entertaining and perhaps even your participation is making a difference in your self-growth and your spiritual evolution. And I think that I feel rather I feel that it's time to see you on the next episode. Thank you so very much. Bye-bye now.